Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here along with Steve Boone, and every single Monday throughout this football season we will be joining you right here to break down your Monday night clashes from a point spread perspective. Who would have guessed a few weeks ago when we looked at this game between Houston and Tennessee that we would actually have a pretty good game on tap, especially when the Titans started the season 0-6. But things have certainly changed with Tennessee once they put Vince Young in at quarterback.
Terrible game last Monday. We happened to win it. A little bit better this Monday. Excited about that. Vince Young replaces Kerry Collins at quarterback for the Titans 3 weeks ago, and they go 3-0, scoring an average of 35 points in each game. Chris Johnson has become the best running back in the league, averaging 6 yards a carry. The Titan defense, well, they couldn't stop Matt Schaub in week 2. How do you think they're going to stop him now? I don't think they do. Very tough game to call.
Well, you definitely hit one thing on the head here. I mean, this is a different team with Vince Young at quarterback. Minus Vince Young, the first 6 games of the season when Kerry Collins was the quarterback, this is a team that was only averaging 14 points a game. Now suddenly when Bud Adams insists that the owner of the Titans, when he's not flipping people off, he insists that Vince Young becomes the quarterback, and suddenly this team blossoms, 35 points a game. And you said the key thing, though, Chris Johnson has just been a moose back there at running back, first running back in the league to go over 1,000 yards. This team is just rolling right now offensively, but let's not discount the fact that the Houston Texans have been red hot. You know, it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind because they're coming off a bye. But remember, 2 weeks ago on a Sunday, this team gave the Indianapolis Colts, undefeated Indianapolis Colts, all they could handle at Indianapolis. It was a 20-17 final, and that game could have easily gone into overtime if not for Houston's kicker, Chris Brown, missing a field goal in the final minute. So it is a very tough game to look at from a side perspective. And as you noted, the first game, the Texans won 34-31 as a 7.5-point road dog. But that was a game that Tennessee jumped out to a 21-7 lead. But again, this is a different Tennessee club. I think that you have to look at the total instead of this contest, which is a high price total, 48 points.
Right.
But let's consider what these two teams have been doing offensively.
Well, you know, the Texans are a team that historically people aren't too worried about. But that's not the case this year. This Matt Schaub, he can light you up like a Christmas tree. Doesn't matter. They get down 20 points, 21 points, and they keep coming back at you. So like you said, 48 points, it's a lot of points, but these teams can score quickly and score in bunches.
Well, you know, the Titans have gone over in 6 of their last 8 games. Now, and here's something you have to look at. I always say you have to dig a little deeper sometimes than just the surface numbers. On the surface, you'll see that the Titans have stayed under the total in 5 of their last 6. But then you realize, the Texans have stayed under in 5 of their last 6. But then you realize the Texans have averaged 27 points a game in their last 7 games. Well, there's a reason that they've stayed under. A, the Vegas has been pricing the games a little low. B, their opponents haven't been scoring too many points. And C, their defense has been playing well. But they haven't run into an offense that has been dynamic. And when I say dynamic, the Colts can score points, but the Colts can't run the ball, okay? Here you've got Vince Young, who's playing behind an outstanding offensive line. You know, the Titans have only given up 7 sacks this entire season. When you've got a wooden Indian like Kerry Collins as your quarterback.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a pretty darn good statistic, 7 sacks for the whole season. Now you've got Vince Young, who's mobile. Vince Young, who's playing some great quarterback here, in fact, for them. And you've got Chris Johnson. The team, you know, the Titans are averaging through 208 yards a game on the ground the last 3 games. So you've got.
I'm happy for Vince Young. I mean, he's stuck in there. You know, had to play the second fiddle, waited for his shot, came in and made the most of it.
You know, the Monday night trends. You look, even though the last couple Monday nights have stayed under, but 8 of the 11 Monday night games this season have gone over. 19-7-1 is the over trend in Monday night action dating back to the last season, and 6 of the last 7 games in this series have gone over. So at 48 points, I mean, could you see 31-17? Well, that would be right on the number. But I think it's more likely that you're going to see a high-scoring game, a 28-24, a 31-28. I mean, this could be one of those barn-burner type games where last team with the ball gets the win.
Yeah, and I think the Titans are going to have to jump out to the lead if it's going to be an over, because I like Matt Schaub in the catch-up role better. I mean, like you said, they don't have a running game, so they're not going to be taking any time off the clock. So more time, more potential points.
Yeah, now that is one thing, though, that you did mention there, time off the clock, because Tennessee Tennessee is going to want to run the ball. So you
Correct.
know Chris Johnson is going to get, his 25 carries. Vince Young likes to scramble. Tennessee, I'm sorry, boy, when you got Tennessee and the Titans, you can mess this up often. The Texans don't like to run the ball because they aren't successful, but they are going to give Ryan Moats and Steve Slayton some carries, at least try to establish the run early. But, Tennessee has been pretty good at stopping the run this year. I mean, from game number 1 when they stopped Pittsburgh cold and that 13-10 loss early in the season. So I still think, though, if you're going to play this game, you got to go with the over. Now, I know that you and I are going to be in Vegas watching this one. We're going to be poolside at the Golden Nugget. And let's just give you a quick reminder here, guys. Listen, you can join Steve and I for free at the Golden Nugget High Rollers Weekend. In conjunction with the Golden Nugget, we are giving away one every single month to one free lucky winner. All you got to do is enter the contest here on the site.
And if you've never been to the Golden Nugget, let me just take a minute and explain to you. Not like a strip hotel. It's downtown, amazing action. If you're a gambler and you really don't want to see the erupting volcanoes and the pirate shows, if your action happens on a green felt table with a bunch of numbers on it, the Golden Nugget is the place to be. They just did a big renovation. They're opening up at the end of November. Their new Rush Towers, as beautiful as any hotel on the strip, but you get to be downtown, really where the action still is.
Well, it reminds you of old Vegas, what Vegas used to be that you will not find among all the plastic and all the phoniness up and down the strip. And you and I have been there. I mean, our second homes might as well be in Vegas for as much as we spend out there. But I mean, the Golden Nugget is the real deal. But it's posh, it's luxurious. The sports book has that coziness. It's
That
not
good vibe, absolutely.
It's not
all gamblers.
It's not an auditorium
Right.
where people go and watch games.
Correct.
It's a place where gamblers congregate. But anyway, you go to our site, and one lucky winner a month is going to get High Roller Suite, VIP check-in, no standing in line, guys, when you win this. Limo transportation to and from.
Gordy Brown.
Oh, Gordy Brown Show. Great
great.
show. Great show. You get 2 free tickets to the Gordy Brown Show. And guys, here's the best part of all. There is no purchase necessary. So check it out. It's right here on the site. Enter your email address and the information required, and one lucky winner gets it every single month, so you could be hanging with us here some Monday night at the game. So again, we're going to go with the over. Last week we said go with the under. We
Took
were
advantage of the over trend. There was an inflated line. We knew Cleveland couldn't score, went with the under.
Yeah, and I'm surprised this game isn't a little higher. 48 points, considering that you've got a Titans team that's averaging 35 points a game in their last 3 games. You've got a Houston Texans team that's averaging 27 points a game in their last 7. 48 points. It seems a little cheap in here.
It's a stone cold over.
Yeah, we're going to go with the over in this one. And guys, we will catch you again next Sunday and Monday as Steve and I continue to break down the games for you from a gambling perspective all throughout this football season. We'll catch you then.